YOLO, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 109 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is all things coffee cake for special people. No fancy title this time. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they would help. With that being said, here's our list of things to do today. We're going to go over our daily affirmations, of course. Then we're going to talk about exercising your brain, but I'm calling it brain therapy, which, you do think of that when you're getting therapy sometimes. And then, of course, we're going to make coffee cake, but we're making coffee cake twice. What am I thinking? So first, before I get started, I'm going to be a little emotional today. It's been a year since my mother-in-law passed away, so I've already been crying a lot today, but we miss you a lot, Goomba, and love you so very much. Okay. With that being said, we're going to go visit Peyton this weekend, and so I asked what her friends would like. And I'm making something special for her boyfriend who loves pumpkin. So, hey, my kind of guy. And then I'm also making a cinnamon cream cheese, buttermilk coffee cake for her roommates. So we'll get started on that in a minute. And this is going to be another long one. So I'm hoping I can pause a bit, here and there, so it doesn't get too long. All right. We're starting with the 30th of September because that was the last time I did an episode. Okay. So for the 30th, within me are the tools I need for a fulfilled life. For the first, with love and passion, I pursue what I adore. For the second, where is this? Oh, breathe, trust, live. The third, challenges or lessons. What can I get from this? For the fourth, focus on what I can control, release the rest. For the fifth, which was my husband and I's 28th wedding anniversary, and we've been together for 32, but celebrating that one kind of celebrates the whole family, so it's kind of nice, Okay, so for the fifth, it's flexible, eager, ready for growth. I welcome new challenges with open arms. The sixth, believing in endless possibilities fuels my dream. The seventh, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. The eighth, out of clutter, find simplicity. The ninth, the wound is the place where the light enters you. The 10th, don't let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. The 11th, success is not an accident, it is a choice. 12th, I am the action. Can't even read them. I am an action taker. I build my own success through hard work. The 13th, every day in my own way, I am becoming more successful. The 14th, I will succeed. I have abundance. I am dedicated to my goals. The 15th, I have the potential to accomplish what I set out to do. The 16th, I choose the next best step, even if it's difficult. Oh boy, do I. The 17th, I don't let fears keep me from following my dreams. The 18th, I have the power to create change. And the 19th is in a separate place because I haven't even posted it yet. I am capable of creating positive change. Okay. I can't tell you, it's not going to be a weepy one today, but, okay. So let me go over the recipes with you. First, I'm making a best pumpkin coffee cake, and that's for Zach. Okay, hopefully you can read this. It has 3 cups of flour, 1.5 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice, which I make my own. That's why there's an asterisk there. I use the Libby's recipe when it comes to the pumpkin pie spice, which is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, a teaspoon of ginger, and a half teaspoon of clove, all ground, of course. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup butter softened, 2 cups of sugar, 3 large eggs, 1 can of pumpkin, not 1 cup. It is a can. I don't know why I shortened it that way. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. That's right, I said tablespoon. 1/3 cup of sour cream or plain Greek yogurt. And I use the Greek yogurt, but the store I went to yesterday did not have the one I normally buy. So this one not only is a different brand, but it's also whole milk, which I don't normally use. I usually use 0%. So, and then we have 1 cup of milk. And then for the crumble, it's 2 cups of flour, 1/3 cup sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1.5 sticks of butter melted. And then for the glaze, it's 3/4 cup powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 tablespoon of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a half teaspoon cinnamon. Did I do that part? I think I might have forgot the cinnamon for the glaze part. Okay, and then let's see. Preheat 350, grease the 9x13 with spray, mix the crumb topping in a bowl and set aside. And then in the bowl, whisk to combine flour, pie spice, the baking soda, baking powder, and the salt. And I already pre-mixed that. And then we set that aside as well. And then in the mixer, we're going to cream the butter and sugar until light and fluffy, which is about 2 minutes. Beat in eggs until smooth. And then stir in the vanilla, the pumpkin, and sour cream. I don't know why she wants me to stir them in. I'm definitely going to, do a whoop-de-doo with the mixer on that one. And then slowly but surely, we're going to mix in the flour, and then we're going to alternate with the milk until well combined. This one did not say what to end with, so I hope it doesn't matter, but we'll see. And then you're going to pour the batter into a dish, top the batter with, that's supposed to be half the batter, I believe. No, I'm thinking of a different recipe. Sorry, my bad. I originally had a different recipe for one of these other ones. Okay, and then you're going to pour the batter in the dish, top the batter with the crumb topping, and gently press onto the cake so it kind of stays in there. I get that. That's helpful when you're cutting into it so it doesn't all just fall off, right? And then where do I have my place? Bake 50 to 55 minutes till pick comes out clean. Cover if it gets too brown. Let cake cool, then glaze. She said you could glaze it a little bit after it's cooled. And then for the cream, I'm sorry, I might as well just do this one while I'm at it. Cream cheese coffee cake is 1.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, and a half teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup butter softened, 3 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2/3 cup buttermilk. And then for the filling, which is the cheese layer, it's 2 packages of cream cheese softened, and you always know I use light cream cheese, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1 egg. And then for the crumble, which I totally went off book and took, I forgot to measure my oats. I still have to measure my oats yet. But I went off book and did more of a crisp type topping for this one. So this one has 1/2 pound of cold butter, which is 2 sticks. Diced. I didn't dice my butter either. That'll be on one of the breaks. I'll preheat. This one cooks at 325. I am doing the other one first since it has more steps. And then grease and flour the 13x9. In a bowl, beat flour, sugar. This is the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. I don't know why we're beating the flour and the sugar together. We did that on that other recipe, I believe. And then on low until combined. And then beat in butter until crumbly. Add the eggs, vanilla, and buttermilk and beat until fluffy. And I think she said about 3 minutes. Pour that batter and spread, half batter. This is where it gets cut in half. half the batter in the pan and spread evenly. In separate bowl, beat cream cheese, sugar, and egg until fluffy, 3 to 5 minutes. Oh, that's where the 3 to 5 minutes comes in. Pour over batter, and then top with the remaining rest of the cake batter. And then the crumble, you mash it together, and then sprinkle it all over the top and bake it for 45 minutes until the pick comes out clean. Cool completely and serve. So, there you go. All the information you need. And if you couldn't tell, I just got my hair did. The mohawk is finally rocking. And it's pretty much kind of staying by itself. She did such an awesome job. Emily from Trevolte Salon is the best. She rocks. Thank you so much. Okay. So we're going to start by, I kind of need that recipe, don't I? I like it when I have it up here, but I have so much stuff over here too. All right. So I've already pre-mixed the stuff, the flour combo thing that they wanted us to do. And then we're going to mix the crumb topping. So that is, which one is that? The crumb is the 2 cups of flour. This is it right here. 2 cups of flour. I thought I was going to run out of flour too. This is like 10 cups of flour between these two things. Okay, and then, is this right? I feel like I got this wrong. No, okay. 2 cups of flour, 1 1/3 cups of sugar. I might remeasure this. This seems like a lot of sugar. Okay, then I got, oh my gosh, 1 1/2 sticks of butter. I got to melt this. And then our 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm going to measure this again. I don't know why. I'm feeling a little nervous about it, you know? All right, you know what? I'm going to put you on pause already, believe it or not, because I am like fumbling, and you don't need to pay for that. I'll be right back with you. All right, sorry about that. I just had to make sure. I've been doing 2 things at once for the last 3 episodes. So I've been getting the ingredients together simultaneously, and that's kind of backfiring on me. So we're supposed to combine these. Just says mix it in a bowl and set aside. Doesn't really give us much. So that was our 2 cups of flour, our 1 1/3 cup of sugar, and this is 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon. One of the best smells in the whole world. One of the best. I'm going to have to take this sweater off already. It was kind of cold this morning. So I left it on. And yes, I haven't colored them again. I know. I'm the worst. I keep forgetting, to be honest. I put them in all my signs in another room. So it's like out of sight, out of mind kind of deal, you know. So I'm going to whisk these just till they're all together here. And I guess this is kind of how you get your clumpies, right? And then we're going to add our melted water. Not really melted either. All right, let's just do it. I don't know. Can I get my sweater off without taking off everything? That would be the, me. Usually end up doing something. All right. Whew. Got it. Oh, and I got to talk to you a little bit about the puppy too, because he's quite the stinker. For some reason, he loves eating my certain clothing. I know, he's very anxious puppy. I understand that. That's part of our work that we have to do yet. Okay. But he's doing great. He's a fatty pet. And he's ever so beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to mix this melted butter. Every time I do these recipes, this butter ratio always scares me. And I have to see about, being able to see if I can switch it for coconut oil, because I have a ton. And it would work so well, I think it would be perfect. So, yeah, I should have switched gadgets here mid. Come on. When it comes to whisks, does anybody else have a love-hate relationship with these guys? I love what they produce when you use them, but sometimes, what type of things you're using them for gets stuck in there, and it gets quite annoying. I'm trying to get this crumble. Oh, this looks so good. Yeah, I can't wait to see my Pepe. I miss that girl so much. Come on. Come together. Well, see, it was homecoming last week, but I really wasn't ready to leave the dog with anyone yet, and frankly, bringing him with during homecoming weekend was going to be a nightmare. So I said, well, what if we come the weekend after? There'll be less people. He can walk on campus because they do allow dogs, and he won't be as intimidated. And in Waterloo, they have a pet-friendly arboretum and botanical garden. So we're going to the Cedar Valley Arboretum this weekend in Waterloo, Iowa. I'm so very excited about it. Okay, so we put that off to the side. We're done with that guy. We can put that in. We might need this for more butter. I can't remember. All right. Now, in the mixer, we're going to cream our butter. I have all this stuff over here. My trusty, rusty mixer. I still have to spray the pans, too. I'm a little behind. I was afraid I wasn't even going to be able to get started with the way my day has been going. Okay, so the butter and the sugar into light and fluffy. About 2 minutes, I think it said. Yeah. So we'll get to talking about brain therapy in a minute here. But I also want to talk to you guys about YouTube. I'm having a little issue with them lately because my butter melted. It was supposed to be softened, not melted. Oh, sugar beets. Oh, well. I'm going to have to grab a couple tablespoons out from the fridge here. Never a dull moment at the Best Plus Life. Okay. Luckily, I have one cut in half. Talk about pounds of butter today, too. And, oh my gosh. Get back. This basket has been, there we go, the bane of my existence. Okay. I got to put like 2 more tablespoons, and they're going to be all different temperatures, so that's going to be fantastic, right? All right. Anyway, I have a bone to pick with YouTube because I check my views periodically, as most YouTubers do, and which I don't even know if I consider myself a YouTuber because I don't make any money at it. Which is what makes this even more frustrating, right? Is that I am joyful for every single view I get, and one day I'll look and there'll be 10, and I'll look back the next morning because I post the link every day on my story, and there'll be 2 gone. 2 will have disappeared. And I'll be like, YouTube, hello. I'm struggling here. Help me out. Quit taking away my views. So, if you guys can help me out, let's get some views going here, okay? Need all the help I can get. So butter and sugar. So I don't know what it is. It doesn't even say what speed. It just says to light and fluffy. I'll start it on 2. One of them is going to be take a minute to be light and fluffy, I think, because a couple of those chunks of butter are too hard. All right, so we'll get going on that. We'll let that go for a couple seconds here. But yeah, so it was kind of frustrating. One day I had, I think it was 4. And the next day I woke up and I had 2. And then I think I'm crazy, so I started screenshotting it. And it's true. They've been taking them away. You don't know why. Not fair. All right, let's get this. I might need this guy so we can see how light and fluffy we're getting here. You know what? Let's pause it for a second. Now that I know how to use my mixer, I'm just having the most fun. I've been making so many things. Oh, my special project last Thursday was I was making birthday cake and cookies and cupcakes for the little boy I babysit for, because he turned, well, technically his party was on Saturday, but he turned 6 on Sunday. And I will have to post the cookies because I made Bigfoot. He's a big fan of Bigfoot. And so I did a Bigfoot cake and I did Bigfoot cookies and I made some mountains and some trees. It was a fun time. And I got to meet some of his family, his extended family at the party, so that was fun. All right. I don't know. This isn't really getting light and fluffy, if you ask me. Of course, we're dealing with different stages of butter, too, here. Okay. So, the girls that, or the one roommate suggested coffee cake. Okay, so this is how Zach got pumpkin coffee cake, because he said anything pumpkin. So I did pumpkin coffee cake for him, and the roomies are going to get the kind of cinnamon, again, cheesecake. I'm stuck in a rut, you guys. I got to get out of there. But this one sounded so good. And in fact, there's not much cinnamon in this coffee cake I'm making for them, so I did add some cinnamon on my own into the crumb mixture for the topping. Yeah, I don't believe there's any cinnamon anywhere else in here, so I might actually do a little teaspoon of cinnamon. All right, I don't see how this is going to get fluffy, personally, but then we're supposed to beat in the eggs until smooth. I had to take my shoes off because I got these. That's the one thing, that there's not much circumference on the bowl, so there's not a lot of room for you to squeeze stuff in. And I wouldn't use that kind of funnel thing for eggs. I forgot what I was saying. I bought these like platform Adidas flip-flop type slide things. And I was so high that it was actually cutting my head off kind of in the picture. And I'm like, instead of trying to refocus the camera, I'm just gonna take my shoes off. And that is what I did. Ugh. Scoochy, scoochy. Okay. Got it too close to the microwave oven too, so that's hard. Okay, brain therapy. How's everybody doing on the writing? I'm doing a little better, barely a little better. I've gotten a few times down, but it feels good. Even if I know that I'm not really as devout in the process as I want to be, I can build up. I'm, kind of building a, not a tolerance, but kind of, because I told you I get a little sore. So maybe a little bit of an immunity to the pain while I'm writing, but it does come back the next day. So it has been kind of a hit or miss thing, even with the schedule. I did schedule it for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, but I've only written a few times. Got to start somewhere, right? I think that's enough. Get this last egg in there. What is this leak in here? Oh, that's the butter that melted. Oh, goodness. It's not a Kristen Haas original. Obviously, it's not a Kristen Haas original because I get these recipes from Pinterest. But until I've made it a complete mess. All right, we'll get these mixed up until smooth. All right, so that's going to take a minute or so, I think. It's better now. It's pretty smooth. Okay. All right, then we scrapey. I noticed that KitchenAid has a paddle with like a rubbery side. I wonder if that's helpful for scraping. Does it scrape the side of the bowl? I'm just curious. I didn't have one like that, a paddle like that. Okay, so after the eggs, we stir in the pumpkin, the vanilla, so that. Okay, and the Greek yogurt. Let me mix this in a little bit. Just the vanilla for a second. Oh, geez. You might want to slow that down a little bit. But yeah, brain therapy, like I said before, is not just talking about, going to see a therapist, which is always helpful. Don't get me wrong. But it's also talking about exercise, because remember I correlate the two and science has correlated the two. They do work well together kind of deal. So it's important to work both together. And I know I've said that repeatedly, but I think it's important. All right, come on. We need a little more oomph here. All right. Now let's put in these other guys. And that's another thing I really need to focus on is getting myself back on track with walking, especially now that it's cooler out. It's one of my favorite times. And now that Magnus is a little older and a little less, well, he still kind of walks all over the place. I know, I still have some training to do. I'm not by any means done, especially since I want to start getting him some farmhouse training so that he knows. I just come up, what to do when his mommy gets a cow or has a cow, one or the other. All right, let's see there. I'm such a mess. Okay, so we get that, and let's get this in there too. Just afraid the melted butter is going to trip. I'm getting a little of the Greek yogurt liquor in there. I guess that's okay. Wasn't like that when I put it in there. So I'm guessing it just separated. We'll make it nice and thick had we drained it first. I'm just going to stick that back in there for now. Let's get this. Oh, we got to turn it down. Oh, it's only up 5. Let's start out at 3. All right, and then what do we do for this one? Okay, once we get this all mixed, then we start alternating the flour mixture with the water mixture. This is actually going pretty quick. Okay, and keep in mind my flour is that gluten-free flour. Oh, the texture is a little off-putting. Hopefully once we start adding the flour, it'll be okay. You know what? I'm gonna whip this for a minute. Could be just because I put a little bit too much melted butter in there. Let's just get that going. See how it tastes. Wow. Wow, that's good. That Greek yogurt really does do some wonderful things. All right, I'm a little concerned about how liquidy this looks, but hopefully starting to add the flour. This is such a weird texture. What is happening? I hope something did. I hope my eggs didn't cook. Why would my eggs cook? I didn't put anything warm in here. Let's see what happens. If this is a mess, you guys, I'm going to cry for one. And I'm just going to have to skip right to the other one and make something else for Zach if this is not right. I can't give it to him. I got to slow it down. I just put flour in there. I mean, it tastes amazing. It doesn't taste like there's anything wrong with it. I just can't figure out. All right. Okay. He scraped the sides. Already looks better. I don't know, just maybe those things together combined were. Okay. What a mess. So, yes, exercise. And getting outside and getting fresh air, that's all part of brain therapy. We all need fresh air. We all need to take a break from the everyday bad air. I couldn't think of the other word I wanted to use. All right. Now we're supposed to alternate it with the milk. So I'm going to pour a little milk in there. Except that I am going to list I know this is a lot of lifting, but frankly, I just get nervous because the last thing I need to do is lose most of it, down the side of the bowl or something. Maybe it's just the flour. I don't know. All right, another dump of flour. All right, you guys, I think you get the gist of this part, the alternating of the two. I'm just going to do this real quick off camera because this is going to take us, I'm already at a half an hour. So I'm going to give you a pause. I'll be back in a minute. All right, you guys, I'm back. I just have to say it turned out pretty delicious. And whoever decided pumpkin was going to be a sweet was brilliant. Whoever made the first pumpkin pie, everything that derives from that is just delicious. Still forgot to get my oats before I turned the camera back on. I'm going to have to pause you on the other one anyway, so I'll just get them then. Okay, so we need to get this all spread out evenly. This dough is really beautiful, I have to say. I panicked again. You know me. Well, you know what it is? When it's for somebody else, it's so intimidating and scary that you hope everything turns out okay just because you want them to love it. You want them to know that you worked so very hard on it. Like, there was some things about the birthday cake I wish I would have waited to do because I worked on it kind of all week, and I made the Rice Krispie treats first. Not a wise move. They got pretty hard. They were no longer a treat, but just a decoration. And even then, I probably could have just left them off. It would have been better, you know? But everybody loved the cake, so. And my little buddy was happy with his Bigfoot cookies. So, that's just yum. That just made me the happiest lady, you know? That's really what I do this for. It says to do it smooth, so I'm going to stop using this, and I'm going to go get my favorite spatula. I got to get this all washed off. Oh my gosh, I have it everywhere. I hope to goodness I know where my spatula is. I gave my husband the lecture on where it's supposed to go. It's just a matter of, did I use it since then? I kept putting it in different places. What the heck am I supposed to do with that? All right, did he do it to me again? No, he did not. All right, where are you at? Great, it's not in here either. I didn't use it that long ago. Oh, here, we can try using this, I guess. Ugh. I'm really buffooned, as my youngest would say. I'm really buffooned. Said to smooth it out, right? Well, it doesn't really say that, but I think you'd want it more flat, don't you think? I am going to have to probably put you on hold again just to transition from one dish to the next here. As soon as I get this crumb topping on. And let me just make sure that it's crumbled. Because it's, when you set it aside, it tends to clump back together. So sometimes I wonder why we make it so far in advance. But just trying to get it broken up here. Okay, well, the rest I'll do with my hands, I hope, without making a total mess, right? Let's see what happens here. Okay, let me take my rings off. Don't normally wear rings, but I don't know. I found those the other day, so I decided to put them on. You know, cleaning up, getting things moving, you know? This is a lot of crumble. I should have put you on pause again so we don't waste our... Let's see if I can hit pause. I'm going to put you on pause, I know. But you don't need to see the whole process. There's a lot. All right, guys. Okay, I'm back. All right, guys, a quick peek. This weighs a ton, but look at how beautiful it is. Can you see the layer? So fun. Now, I'm going to top it off with my own little shimmy shake of just some cinnamon sugar because I don't feel like there's a lot of cinnamon in here. Not even in the glaze we're putting on later. So, thought I'd give it a little, cinnamon essence. Because, I mean, it's pumpkin. Pumpkin and cinnamon just are the best of friends. Now, this is going to go in for an hour. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is clean up my mess from this one. And then we'll get started on the next one because I don't want to be intimidated by all the crap I have to pick up when I'm done, All right. So we'll make the glaze when this comes out. Oh, my husband. Why does he keep moving the shelf on me? I don't like it up that high. To me, that's not the middle. I don't know why. It's a catch-22, I feel like. All right. In we go. For 50 minutes at least. Okay, dokie. And like I said, I'm going to get cleaned up from this one. So I won't be overwhelmed. Because this other one has a lot more parts to it. So I'll be back with you. All right, guys, I'm back. At least for a smidge. Until I have to grease this. Because again, I forgot. But I wasn't going to do that with all the stuff in there. Just like I wasn't going to move my butter anywhere near my oven. See how we're doing. Oh my goodness. It looks like it's going to pop over the sides. I think that's why she had me press it down. Oh. Fingers crossed none of it falls into the oven. Okay. So I have the first part of this cream cheese one all set up. So she wants us to mix in the mixer the flour, sugar, the baking powder, baking soda, and salt on low until combined. Okay. I've never done it where you do the flour. I mean, I have. I know that one we just did. Not last time, but the time before that was kind of like this. That was loud. I don't remember being quite this way because we're just mixing it. Just as put it all together, So that was the flour. This is the sugar. Oh, the flour had the other things in it. My bad. I did put both powders in there and the salt, I believe. Oh gosh. This is what happens when you do like 16 things at once. Oh, and the butter, right? I just read it. Oh no, flour, sugar, powder, soda, and salt. Oh, we're just mixing this up. That's all. That's all. All right. We're just doing a little mixy mix. So combined. Okay. That's done. Pretty much. Hair is falling. Beat in the butter till crumbly, which I don't know why it has to be crumbly when it's all going to get put into a batter. Maybe it makes it what's the word I'm looking for? Fluff up better. So anyway, sorry, I zoned out a little bit there. Was going through some picture. Oh, nope, here's my powder, soda, and salt. I don't know why I didn't see that. sitting there. Sorry, a little discombobulated now, guys. Bear with me. Oh, better turn it down one. Right. This butter's been sitting out for a while, so for it to still be this stiff, I'm trying to remember if this was frozen butter or not. Could have been. But we just want to make a crumble, so that's fine. Don't get me wrong, this is not the crumble that we're putting on top. She just wants a crumble. All right, so back to brain power a little bit, and the lack thereof in my head, because I feel like I need to get back to some things that I've long forgotten really, really work. You know, like walking. Yeah. It's a great thing. And now that I have a puppy that probably could use some getting out and, you know. Okay, now that it's crumbly, what happened? Getting out and being in the fresh air. Okay, did that. I can't follow my lines. Add eggs. Okay. Add eggs. Here these are eggs. These are eggs, vanilla, and buttermilk. And beat until fluffy. Was that the 3 to 5 minutes? No. I swear there was a 3. Oh, that was the crumble again. See, I did it to myself again. Definitely you got to get the brain functioning better. You know, it's scary how quickly I forget things. And I know my brain with the fibro has that issue, but I don't need to feed into it, if you know what I mean. I don't want to give it any power. It's got enough power. Got enough power. I don't know if I was supposed to beat these individually. It basically talks about putting them all in at once, but I guess I could. It just seems like a lot. But if we have to beat till fluffy, we don't want to overwork it, you know? So, I did get kind of cleaned up. I even started running the dishwasher, and then I remembered to turn. I did remember to turn it off before. Oh my goodness gracious. This egg does not want to. Oh my God, what the hell is happening? Okay, that was like breaking into Fort Knox. That egg did not want to come out at all. I hope I didn't lose any shell in there. A little crispy won't hurt you, right? Okay, and this is our buttermilk, 2/3 cup. I don't use buttermilk too often. It's actually pretty good for you, so you'd think that they would replace a lot of milk in things with buttermilk, but I guess maybe the flavor doesn't always work so great. I mean, it is cultured, so it's no different than adding like a yogurt. All right, so let's get this zippy zapping, but maybe on a smaller, slower setting. But we are supposed to beat this till fluffy, so once I get this kind of put together, I'm going to scrape it real quick. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to put you on pause while I get my dish ready here. You don't have to sit here and listen to that, right? All right, so let's put it on pause. I love that it times how long the process has been going, and then I don't have to run a timer anymore when I'm making my famous mousse. So that'll be good. It'll just do it for me. All right, resume. All right, we're going to beat this till fluffy. So I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, I'm back. All right, we're at the stage where we're supposed to pour half the batter in. And I'm wondering how that's going to work, because I only have one bowl. Okay, so I will have to pause it after I do this part too, because there's nowhere else for the other half of the dough to go, and I don't want to keep like moving it around. So I'm going to get the hand mixer that Jocelyn, the beautiful soul that she is, sent me. Thank you, Miss Jocelyn. I've used it quite a bit lately. All right, come on. All right. This pumpkin one's almost done too. I almost feel like there should be some cinnamon in here, don't you guys? Let me try a little bit. Yeah, definitely could use some cinnamon. Other than that, it tastes fantastic. No, there we go. Yeah, it just kind of meh. Not meh. I don't mean that in a bad. That sounded bad. I'm just gonna mix it in by hand. Because you need cinnamon. I'm sorry. Coffee cake. Cinnamon. Gots to be part of it. Don't you think? I don't know. I hope we didn't overbeat this. It needs a little more. Okay. Don't want to overdo it. I think I'll do that shimmy shake of cinnamon sugar that I did on the pumpkin one too. We got 4 minutes left on that guy. All right, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball half if I can. I don't know. It's very stiff dough. See, it's a lot thicker than the other one. It almost needs a little bit more milk, but yeah, this is going to be hard to spread for sure, especially since you had me flour the bottom of the pan. Fun times, guys. All right, well, I'm going to spread this off camera because it'll go a lot faster that way. Oh, boy. All right, so I have the 2 cream cheeses, the egg, and the sugar in this bowl right here, and I have to beat it for 3 to 5 minutes. So I just wanted to tell you what next step was coming so I could put you on pause again. Be back. All right, guys, I think we're in the home stretch. I got these cream cheese. Hopefully it won't fall through. Maybe I should just use this spatula. It seems to be working a lot better. Just did not want to spread. Just so thick. All right, so now the cream cheese. I call it cheesecake if you ask me. I don't know if it got as fluffy as it was supposed to, but I don't know. It's silky enough. It's a beautiful color. Okay. Get in there, guys. Okay, I know we haven't really talked much about brain therapy, but I think if we all get each other back on track, walking and talking and being social, hanging out with other people, that's all positive reinforcement, Got a reunion coming up for my old job I'm looking forward to. Good to see everybody. I loved working there, well, for the most part. There's some people. Okay, let's get this all spread out. It says evenly, but come on. Like, these are pretty thick layers to be trying to spread evenly. And I know for a fact I didn't use the half ratio when it came to putting the bottom on, because I felt like the cheesecake layer wouldn't have anything to adhere to. I think this should have been made for either added more stuff to make it like fit a 9 by 13, or, shrink it down to even 11 by 7 or something. This is a little wide, just for this little, it's just a thicker dough, so it doesn't really spread that well, but it's very tasty. Another tasty dough. Oh, my thingy went off, didn't it? Yep. I got to get that out of there. I had to go an extra 5 minutes on this one, and I'm still a little concerned that I might have to go longer. But check this out, guys. This is like Mount Vesuvius. Isn't it cool? It still looks a little doughy. Let me check it. She's a sturdy beast, that's for sure. Let's see. Still could go 5 more minutes. Well, let's split the difference. Let's do like 3, because even I had left it in there after the timer went off, so. I just don't want it to dry out. I mean, it's pretty moist right now, We'll go 3 minutes. Okay. And we got to get the rest of this dough on here. I'm so scared. Okay. I'm going to use this rubber spatula. I think that worked better than the kind of hard plastic one. Let me get this rinsed off. Sink full already. That's okay. I'm making things for people I really love and that love my children. So, there we go. All right. There. I didn't want this to be all about me prepping my implements. I hate to keep putting you on pause, but I also just want to just show you the good stuff, So this is where I'm going to be concerned, because I don't know how well it's going to spread, being as thick it is. See? Look at how thick that is. I'm so scared, you guys, that the cheesecake, you know what? Who cares, right? If it mixes together, it mixes together. It's all part of the joy of baking, right? Oh, I got to give it some. What I had to do with the bottom layer was spray my hands. Like I was making Rice Krispie treats. That's not what I do. I spray my hands with some cooking spray. I thought this was going to spread a little better. Let's see. Let's get you. All right, you get the gist, right? Hopefully I'll come back and I'll have it somewhat decent looking. I'll be back. All right, guys. I got it as spread as I could, if that makes any English sense whatsoever. It almost seemed like it needs more liquid, but I'm following the directions. Let's get that in there. Just trying to, I don't know. I figured since I'm using oats and this crumble, that'll give us the added kind of support we need for the cheesecake part. All right, so the next thing I have to do is we're going to mash our crumble together. And again, need to come up with a bowl. I wonder if I could just do it in here. My butter. No, I'm going to need, because I have to dice this butter, I'm going to need a regular bowl. I hate to do it to you again, guys, but I'm trying to save us some actual recording time here. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. I kind of started without you, only just because I've made a crumble a million times before, and I will just show you with the second stick of butter. Remember, this is oats, sugar, flour, brown sugar, white sugar. Well, actually, I use that merino sugar, so it's not technically white. And then the 2 sticks of butter. What I did was I just halved it this way. Ugh, okay. Okay, and then I cubed it like that. So it said dice, but I didn't really dice. So that is what I did. And then it was just easier to like mash it. Again, I didn't really get too much coverage on this cheesecake, so I'm kind of glad. Now I know it's kind of glad I am using the oats on this one. I took the other one out, and it's just kind of resting. I hope it's done. I don't know. I don't know why it's... I cut that in half. Why are they not coming apart? But I don't know why mine's not cooking the same as hers. Maybe it's because of the flour I used. Because I used that. It's kind of a rice flour. But it's a good replacement for wheat flour. But since it's white, I use it like regular white flour. It has so far worked out correctly. All right. Break those up. And then I just got my little pastry chopper in here. And we're just going to crumble this guy on the top once I get it all mashed. Okay. This butter got a little soft just sitting here for that little bit of time. So it's sticking a little more than I expected. This might be a mash it with your hands kind of deal. Again, I hate to do this to you guys, but pausing is so much better than you sitting here watching me do the same thing over and over again. When you get the gist, you have the measurements, and I don't want to waste the time just, doing this to you guys. So I'll be back. All right, guys. I went ahead and put the crumble on top. I mushed it all up, and now I'm just going to do my little zhuzhi here and get this bad boy in the oven. Because I honestly think, she says 45 minutes for hers. I think maybe the oats might change that cook time just a smidge. So I'm planning on at least doing 50, but I am going to start out with her 45. And then last, I'll just come back and show you guys what they look like. And then I will have to, ooh, I got that caught in the door. And then I will have to get back to you on reviews. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. Another heavy guy. All right, so we'll go 45. All right, and in that time frame, yeah, I'm going to make the glaze. Glaze is pretty straightforward. But you know what? Let me talk. I can make the glaze real quick while I'm just chatting with you about these brain therapies. Because yes, we need mental health checks. And I try to do them with my kids every once in a while just to see that they're doing okay. But there's something more to the brain than just, I don't know, the overall health of it, right? Just what it looks like on the inside. Oh my God, my hair is just falling as I'm standing here. Okay, so this is maple syrup. This is milk. Whoa. This is vanilla. And this is like 3/4 of a cup, I believe. Yeah, 3/4 of a cup powdered sugar. I'll just reiterate this one. This is 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, real maple syrup. When my kids were little, I bought the yucky stuff, but now I buy the good stuff. This is 1 teaspoon. Boop, 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 boo. Where are you? 1 teaspoon. And then like 1 tablespoon of milk. And this is going to get drizzled on top of this cake. Pretty simple enough, right? On top of this cake after it has cooled a little bit more. Probably when I come back to say bye to y'all. Let you know everything's done. All right. So I'll be back with you in a little while. All right, guys, I'm back. There's about 11 minutes on it for the 45 minutes to be done. If it's not done in that time, I'll just take pictures of it for you so you don't have to wait. But I did end up covering it up because it was starting to get dark, even though I know I did cover it with the cinnamon sugar, which would make it dark looking. I do believe it was starting to get, browned or whatever. So, the other thing is my little buddy's here. He's not so little anymore. I don't even know if I can pick him up, but I'm going to try. Let's see if he'll even let me. Come here, Bubba. Come here. I haven't picked him up in a while, but here he is. There he is in all his glory. I got to put him down before I break my back, but yeah. He'll be 8 months old at the end of October. He's gonna be a big boy, or at least a fatty patty, until I can get him out and exercising. Now that it's cooler out, honestly, I like it better this way. So I'm looking forward to getting out and walking and things like that. Well, we made our glaze. This is maple syrup, vanilla, powdered sugar, and what was the last thing? Gosh darn it. I know there's one more. Milk. It's just that. So, and then we're just going to drizzle it on the top, make it look all pretty. I sampled this all along the way, so I have a hard time believing that it wouldn't be delicious completely baked. But, stranger things have happened. But no, it's really good. And it's really fun to make. It's a really gorgeous dough, super shiny, nice and pourable, unlike that one, but I think that one's going to be just as delicious. And in and of themselves, they probably wouldn't, if you just made one is what I'm getting at. It'd be a lot, easier to do. And I know this is going to be quite tasty. I can't even take some out, so I gotta leave it the way it is. Presentation, It's gotta look super yummy. This is actually starting to make my crumble, like sink down a little bit. So maybe it'll be a little bit easier to cut, but I have to cut it and I got to put it in foil pans or something, because there's no way I'm ever going to get these back from the kids if I don't put them in something I don't need to get back. So, yeah, do with that what you will. Maybe I should have waited longer. It's just kind of disappearing. But beautiful nonetheless. Anyway, since Magnus, my book reading buddy, is here, I thought I'd catch you up on the couple that we've read since the last time I've filmed. So the one I just finished, which is by Margaret Truman, is Murder at the National Cathedral. Pretty good. I mean, not overly, descriptive writing or anything like that, and kind of knew who it was maybe towards the middle end of the middle. We'll get it yet. And this is the one we're reading now. It's called 3 Junes. Oh, I do want to read you the back of this one first, actually. Murder didn't stop Max Smith and Annabelle Reed from falling in love or from getting married at the glorious church on the hill in Washington, D.C., the National Cathedral. But the brutal murder of a friend drags them from their newlywed bliss into an unholy web of intrigue and danger. The body is found in the cathedral. There are scant clues and no suspects. And to further complicate matters, a parallel crime is committed at a church in England's Cotswolds, where the honeymooners have recently been visitors. Across the sea go to the Smiths again, and straight into the center of an ungodly plot of secret agents, a playboy priest, a frustrated lover, a choleric, that's hard to say, cleric, and a murder so perfect it's a sin. It's pretty good. It was a good one. There were parts when I didn't want to stop reading. So, and then this one is a vividly textured symphonic novel set on both sides of the Atlantic during 3 fateful summers in the lives of a Scottish family. In June of 1989, Paul MacLeod, the recently widowed patriarch, becomes infatuated with young American artist while traveling through Greece and is compelled to relive the secret sorrows of his marriage. 6 years later, Paul's death reunites his sons at Teeling, their idyllic childhood home, where Fenno, the eldest, faces a choice that puts him at the center of his family's future. A lovable, slightly repressed gay man, Fenno leads the life of an aloof expatriate in the West Village, running a shop filled with books and birdwatching gear. He believes himself safe from all emotional entanglements until a worldly neighbor presents him with an extraordinary gift, and a seductive photographer makes him an unwitting subject. Each man draws Fenno into territories of the heart he has never braved before, leading him toward an almost unbearable loss that will reveal to him the nature of love. I haven't even gotten that far yet. Love in its limitless forms, between husband and wife, between lovers, between people and animals, between patients and children, is the force that moves these characters' lives, which collide again in yet another June over a Long Island dinner table. This time it is Fenno who meets and captivates Fern, the same woman who captivated his father in Greece 10 years before. Now pregnant with a son of her own, Fern, like Fenno and Paul before him, must make peace with her past to embrace her future. Elegantly detailed yet full of emotional suspense, often as comic as it is sad. 3 Junes is a glorious triptych about how we learn to live and live fully. Oh, wow. Beyond incurable. It kept going. Sorry, I didn't know it was going to be that long. All right, we only got about 4 minutes, but I just wanted to touch base on the whole brain thing again. Get outside. Smell the air. The other thing is, sit and think about things. And they don't need to be serious, detrimental things, but sit and think about, wonder about things. You know, I often ask myself questions out loud, and I usually end up Googling to get the answer. And I am trying my damnedest to kick Google to the curb, so to speak. Not, all the time, but it is good for searching as far as getting a generalization of what you're looking for. I feel like Google will give you any answer you want to hear sometimes. So that's my feeling on Google. But if you can't remember what a word means, I don't know. Yeah, I guess Googling it would be okay because you'd be looking it up in the dictionary, and either way it's the same. I mean, Google's a little faster. But the concept is the same. I'm saying if you're trying to remember the name of a movie, or what the actress's name was who played da-da-da, or who was the mayor of blah, 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 or when was the War of 1812, and yada, 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 all that good stuff. Try and remember. If you ever knew. If you never knew, yeah, looking it up makes sense. But if you're trying to trigger your memory, I guess is what I'm saying, don't Google it. Try and trigger it yourself. Think about things. Sometimes smells help. Smelling things sometimes is a trigger. So try and do things like that. That's what I'm saying about exercise your mind. It's not just about exercising your body like I keep talking about, but it is about making a conscious effort to wonder, to think, to reminisce, whatever you want to call it, think about things, try to remember things, if you lost something, try to remember where you put it. I'm in that boat. Still don't know where it went. I have no clue. Still looking. Still trying to remember. I swear I put it somewhere, and apparently I didn't. Now I don't know what to do. All right, I'm going to pull this out for a second to see if it's done. If it's not, I'm going to guess it probably needs quite a bit more time, and I'm going to just let you all go, and I'll catch you up on Instagram at The Best Plus Life, or Kristen Haas, KristinHass, on Facebook. I do have a Twitter. I know Elon won't like that very much, but I do have a Twitter account, but I can never remember what it is. I will have to look it up. I do believe it's at The Best Plus Life also, but I do believe the I in life is a 1, I think, because somebody else had the other one. All right, let's take a peek at this because it's going to ding in about 40 seconds here. And I just laid this over top. I didn't seal it or anything. Maybe I should have to steam the cake. I don't know. There's no graceful way to pull something out of the oven, is there? Yeah, it's not as dark as I thought. Oh yeah, it still needs to go. And I think it's just the that's really good. Well, that's really good. I think it's just the cheesecake factor portion is keeping the bottom layer moist. So I think I'm going to do another, I don't want to do a full 10. Maybe I'll do 7. Something of that nature. But I'm going to have to keep fiddling with it. And I'm better off just showing you pictures on those platforms than try and make you wait for this to be done. Trust me, I don't need to try them. I already have every single aspect of it, and it's delicious. I hope they'll let me have a piece once I get there, or once I do cut it up or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I think that's about it, guys. I tried to cover a lot in a pretty long period of time, so I want to let you go. And with that, I want you to have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best plus life. Damn it, I hope you can hear me over the dishwasher. I just realized I left it on. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye.